Hello, my love bugs. Today I wanted to do another kind of sit-down chat with you about body confidence. I feel like it's been a little while. I've still been touching on a lot of body-sensitive topics, I guess, about plus-size women in the media and stuff like that. But it's been a while since I just sat down and talked to you about you loving you and knowing why your body is no less perfect than the size 2 model that you see in the magazines. I think the thing that I love the most about the first body confidence video is that it really brought so many diverse people together. There are girls I have met in person who were so skinny and who had been made fun of their entire lives for being skinny. And then there were plus size women like me who I met who had been made fun of for, being overweight. There were girls that were sensitive about being short, tall, anything in between. So I think what that can kind of tell you before we even get into anything is that you're not alone. I think that everyone at some point in their lives questions how they look. I can look at someone else and think you are the most attractive individual I've ever seen in my entire life, and they might not think that about themselves. And what I see as positive things and as beautiful things, they may see as flaws. I've been an overweight child. I've been an overweight teenager. I've been an underweight teenager. I've been someone everywhere in between. And I can honestly say that it takes a lot of mental work to get to your place where you are comfortable with who you are. You're never going to get to a size and then suddenly that's it, you're golden. It's always going to be this continual battle within yourself, and it's something you're always going to have to fight for and strive for, to love who you are and to know that this body is okay. And it's okay to look in the mirror and think to yourself, well, I think that maybe I've gained a couple pounds and maybe I should get back on the workout regimen, but it's never going to be okay for you to look into the mirror and say to yourself, I hate this. This is wrong. This is why this is wrong. Because this is too big. This is too small. Blah, 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 blah. We get in these crazy states in our heads where we just go to town on ourselves. We are our own worst critic. I remember being like 14 years old, sitting in my bedroom, sobbing because my boobs were too small, my stomach was too big, I was short, I carried my weight in all the wrong places, and despite the fact that I had, at that point, I was an overweight child, so I had kind of spent the majority of my teenage years until I started developing a really unhealthy relationship with food and working out, kind of trying to lose weight. And while I felt like I definitely was getting healthier and I was getting more and more comfortable in certain clothing, and I was getting better reactions from, people, boys at my school, stuff like that. I just remember looking at myself and thinking another 5 pounds would be great, or another 10 pounds, or maybe I'll look better when I can fit into this pair of jeans. No matter where I was until that point, though, it was never going to be enough. And I think that that's just something you have to realize for yourself, that enough is enough. This body that you're in right now is the right body. This channel is based off of me and you and this relationship, no one else but you and I. And I always want to be open and honest with you, and I will be completely frank and this is full disclosure, my subscribers skyrocketed when I started making body confidence videos, and I wasn't just talking about the superficial things anymore, because no one talks to you about this. There are 14-year-old girls like me in my bedroom crying who don't know that there's nothing wrong with them. When the numbers started going up, I just started seeing this influx of emails, and one of the things I think that people said the most was, I wish I had your confidence. I wish that, I wish I could find that within myself. And there's literally nothing that can break my heart faster than reading those words and knowing that no matter what I say to you in that moment, you felt like that. You felt like you were not adequate for whatever reason. Confidence is going to come from you. It's going to come from looking in the mirror and saying to yourself, I look freaking bomb. So I would say what I do when I'm feeling down and out, and these are just examples, I'm not telling you to go and implement these things. I would say when I feel just low, there are 2 kind of opposite ends of the spectrum, or well, really 3. I would say, number 1, if I am going to be doing things that day, or I just want to get ready then I'll get ready. Now, obviously I get ready on the daily. I don't like stay in my home all day every day, but I will kind of amp up the makeup. I will do something a little bit special. I'll pop on the falsies. I'll wear an outfit that I either have been meaning to that I know looks good, or I'll wear one of like my favorite outfits that always looks really good on me. I would definitely say that when I'm feeling down, I don't particularly like to go like clothing shopping or anything, because that, especially, you know, with the way that my body is shaped, but I would say that that's kind of what I do if I just have nothing else. If I am feeling down about my body, I'm feeling sluggish, maybe I haven't worked out the last couple days, I will go on a really, really long walk or a jog or something, or I walk every day. But there's a huge difference, at least for me, between the walks that I take with my dog in order to wear her out and the walks that I take for me. The walks that I take for me are like 2 hours long, and I just go and I stop and I take pictures and I enjoy the fresh air. The third place that I go, which is weird, I think for a lot of girls it'll probably be their mom, but I always go to my dad. My mom is fantastic, and it's not like I don't feel comfortable talking to her about it. But my dad is very, very wise, and he always hopes me to see that like I might feel, you know, crap right now, but he will motivate me to go out and do something. My dad is where I go to, and also my husband or my best friend. Having a support system is so crucial, because those are the people that are going to help to pick you up when you're on the ground. Now, alternatively, my best friend, I know that when she feels down and out, she likes to go for drives. She likes to blare the music, maybe cry it out. We'll have a really, again, it goes back to that support system thing. We'll have a really long talk in her car or something. We boost each other up. And I think that if there are any of these tips for confidence that you can kind of implement, it would be to have someone in your life that can boost you up. And I want to create a community where we can do that for each other. I don't know how I can do that yet, but I've known for a long time that I want to create somewhat of a buddy system for you guys, where you can find someone else when you're feeling down and out, and you guys can just talk to each other about why you're feeling down and out and get that off your chest, but then tell each other why you're great and why you're beautiful and why this body is okay, because you need those reminders from time to time. But for now, I definitely recommend going to your parents. If your parents aren't very helpful with this kind of thing, which I know sometimes they might not be, maybe go to your friends. Like I said, it's not an overnight thing, and I can go on for a decade about why your body is fine the way that it is and why everyone else is the screwed up one. We live in this extremely self-centered age where everyone is so focused on themselves, which I think is a different topic in itself. I could talk for an hour on that alone. I think that if there's one thing that being on the internet has taught me, it's that we're all selfish. All of us are. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. It becomes troublesome when somebody thinks that their opinion is the only one that counts. Before I kind of got into the YouTube world, I always thought that there was something wrong with me. And I'm not sitting here saying,
oh God, I'm so perfect, you know, this and that, like I have no flaws, everyone else is the crazy one.
There are people who don't understand that their opinion is not the only one that matters. And they look at me and, let's say I wore this really distressed pair of jeans for a lookbook like last month, and people were livid about it because it wasn't their cup of tea. So suddenly the jeans were horrible and unwearable, and while definitely they weren't everyone's cup of tea, because they wouldn't wear that outfit, it no longer had any sort of merit in their lives whatsoever. There are people who don't like my hair, and because they don't like my hair, it's wrong, and they will unsubscribe. Just remember that there are going to be people like that who honestly, for whatever reason, whether it's their upbringing or whether they truly haven't reached a point in their lives where they know this, but there are people who do not know that there are other people that matter and that not everything is about them. And by that, I mean their opinions, their words, how they feel about certain things. So the next time that someone critiques you, whether it's online or in person, and they say, I love you, but, or no offense, but, something along those lines, and then they say something nasty, just know that you're not the one at fault there. Because as far as your body and the way that you carry yourself, there's nothing that you can really do wrong with that. You can get wrong answers on a test. You can like commit a crime. And those things are definitely wrong. But the way that you look and the way that you carry yourself and the confidence that you present into the world is never wrong. It's just different from what someone else might experience. So just always keep that in mind. I love you guys so much. I hope that this wasn't too terribly rambly. And let me know what kind of body confidence talks and things like that you guys want to have in the future. And if you have any suggestions, kind of like what I said for this little community I have in my brain, let me know what we can do. I kind of was leaning towards Facebook, but I know I personally don't like Facebook that much for the purposes of YouTube. I don't like the page system, so I don't know if like the community system is any different. Just let me know if you guys have any tips or tricks. But I'm gonna go ahead and go. Hope you all enjoyed, and until next time, I love you so much. You are the most beautiful human being in my life. I really, really, really do mean that. And if you are feeling down and out today, I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with you. Okay? Okay. Bye.